And you're looking at a specific article, or you meaning there's a filtering system built in?
I'm filtering the list of resources down from 3,898 results down to 124 results, picking one state, North Carolina.
Okay, I did a filter by acquisition date, but let's see.
The state category should be just one above the acquisition date. Is it not appearing on your screen?
I don't see it on here. It's saying in the beginning text of the page, where just underneath the search results, it's saying, for example, you might want to filter by publication year, and then filter by acquisition date allows you to click on that. And then there's the sort box where you can sort by publication date or title, recent editions, but I'm not seeing on my screen additional search.
Okay.
Original page.
Typically,
The homepage.
Here we go.
So what
Here we go.
you're
Okay.
describing,
So we were back on the home page.
helpful if you wanted to layer in, for example, a date filter, and then you could still beyond that filter by resource type. So you could certainly put two filters in conjunction with one another. Typically, when you get to the first screen, just School-Age Inclusion and Go, you should have a full range of filter results available, including filter by state. I'm not quite sure why that one's not showing up in this particular case, but I might do.
We got there, Jennifer. I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were back on the home page. So we are now at the same place, 521 results filtered by North Carolina.
Oh, you found it. Great.
Yes.
All right. So I think that's a good example of the different layers of filters you might use with students in a class. Again, lots of rich information here. Lots of ways that you can use jumping off for your search results. I think that it's a nice way of sort of wetting our whistle, so to speak, for doing searches themselves. So thank you very much for being willing to walk with me in tandem remotely through that piece. Let's actually go back, since we were successful in finding some of the filters together. Let's go back to the main page, and I'll wait to hear from you, Jane, when you're back at the main page.
Okay, we are there.
Okay, and float your cursor over the second button on the right named Collaborative Projects.
Okay.
And when you see the drop-down menu appear, click on Faculty Teaching Modules. It's the bottom selection, the very last one.
Okay.
And you should have a page with a picture of a smiling infant on the top and a title, Collaborative Projects. You scroll down to the bottom of the page. Again, the very last clickable hyperlink is named Faculty Teaching Modules. And I'll ask you to, instead of clicking on, I would click on download these modules, but click on the hyperlink titled Faculty Teaching Modules, and I'll wait to let you hear from you when that's gone through.
That hyperlink appears to not be working. You said not to click on download, Jennifer, or to click on it?
Click on the hyperlinked title, which at the bottom of the page, which says Faculty Teaching Modules, and then there's a small paragraph. Are you able to get a hyperlink when you float your cursor over Faculty Teaching Modules that type?
I am not. I can download them though.
Okay. If not, let's try clicking instead on the download these modules link. How does that work for you?
That's working.
Okay, you have a picture in your right-hand corner of materials shelving, and the title will say Research Connections Faculty Teaching Modules. I'm going to ask, if you would, to scroll down to Module 6, Research Connections and School-Age Children.
Okay.
And again, there you see a short paragraph about the module and the two elements that I articulated during the slide portion of the time together, the introduction, which you can download either as a PDF or a Word document, and the worksheets themselves, which you can download in either format. So let's clicking on the worksheet in Word document.
Okay.
By floating your cursor over the DOC. Does a series of exercises pop up on your screen?
Yes, we do have that.
Yes. Okay, great. So you should then have a appended series of the 12 exercises that I mentioned in the presentation. And because we've downloaded it as a Word document, you're able to push your cursor anywhere and change words and questions around, whatever adaptations the faculty member or instructor might want, easily done in this app. Okay, let's go out of there. There's one last thing I'd like to show folks, and we can do questions as they crop up at any time. But Jamie, let me know once you're able to click back out of there, back to the main page that shows the listing modules, the page that has a lavender background.
Clicking on the page of, again, downloading the modules, Jennifer?
It's still working on downloading those?
No, I'm sorry. Which page did you say to go to?
Oh, the page that shows the listing of teaching modules. And I'm seeing that actually the photograph is changing every time I hit the page, so you may have a different photo at the top, but it should be the page that says Research Connections Faculty Teaching.
Great. We are there.
Has a lavender background.
Yes.
Great. So if you scroll all the way to the bottom of that page, the second last subheading is another piece I alluded to during the slide portion of our presentation, and that's entitled Materials from the Faculty Teaching Modules Webinar.
Uh-huh. We are there.
And these handouts 1, 2, and 3 are the pieces I alluded to earlier on our call. Folks that would just like to see how some of the other peers in your field have used these modules. You can click on them or not. It's up to you, Jenny, but I'll walk folks through what they are. Handout 1 from Cynthia Paris is the one that's essentially a sample syllabus. She's at the University in Delaware. The Baptiste in Mexico has submitted a sample student evaluation form, so that's handout 2. And then finally, handout 3 from Carla Goebel in Oklahoma, which includes 6 pages on using the module in an online course. So if those topics are of interest to you, you want to get your hands on some examples from ways that in the field have used this module, I would direct you and encourage folks to take a look at those when you have a moment. So.
Great. And we have briefly scrolled through each of those 3 handouts, Jennifer.
Terrific. Great. Any questions that folks have about the modules themselves, or how they might use them, or how it might be connected to the rest of your agenda today or the work in North Carolina? I'm happy to answer all that I can during our time together, and or we'll be happy to research thing that requires additional research and get back to this group.
Thank you, Jennifer. We do have one question.
Does Research Connections give us permission to use any of this in online classes? And where can we find that on your website so that we can post that in classes if that is required by our colleges?
Did you hear that, Jennifer? Do you want me to repeat it?
The question, which I think is in 2 parts, does Research Connections offer permission to use the materials? And the answer is yes. And I think the second part of the question is, where on the website can we find that permission in writing? And I will have to get back to you on that. I can do a quick turnaround, I'm sure. Don't have the link to that piece immediately handy. Did I summarize the question appropriately, Cindy? Did I
That's
catch all
it.
the
I mean,
of
we
it?
just need to post it into the classes, otherwise they're going to question whether we have the right to use it.
Yes, and we can follow up with Jenifer offline and then get that information back out to each of you. Great question. Other questions for Jenifer? Okay. Jenifer, were there any other points in our remaining time that you thought would be helpful to share? This has been, I think, very exciting resource for us all to learn more about, and hopefully something you can take back to your colleges and share with other faculty.
I'd love to hear from folks in the room. If it's easy enough to go back to the slides, great. If not, I'll read these for slide 13. But I'd love to hear of the 4 suggestions that we've proposed, whether you might integrate selected activities into existing courses, the entire set of topics, or is in this, as part of a going professional development approach, or use it in a credential program. Which of those ideas resonate most to you? Do you find it easy enough to take and use and adapt portions of this? What resonates with folks about how you see this being used potentially in North Carolina?
We are back on that slide, and I'm happy to pass the microphone if anyone would like to volunteer about their plans for integration into their coursework.
Jamie, I would just say all of the above. I don't need a mic. Just tell her all of the above.
Great. Thank you, Rosa. Others? How, addressing these bullet points here, but how you may have plans to integrate this into your coursework or into your college?
I like the way you have it set up for doing the research and then presenting the evidence. We do some work in advocacy in our capstone class, and I'm planning to use that. So thank you.
Thank you. Others?
We're already using these. First in our introductory, like 173 class, which is, introduction to the profession, and for research purposes, trying to get them on there as their first time getting in there, trying to learn to research. Then we also use it in our school age advanced issues class, and we're really enjoying using it in there. And now it's really nice because you're going to have more school age things for them to get to. But the only thing that we've found is that when the students try to get the full text, they're not getting as much full text available to them. And so that's a little bit of a frustration for them. So if we can just keep getting more full text, that'd be great.
Actually, if I may jump in for a second, and I may have caught all the audio, so I'll rely on Jamie to paraphrase and correct me where I may have misheard, but I think the speaker was mentioning an issue with not being able to get as much full text as they would like out of research sections. I would highly encourage folks, as you use this material, to give that information and feedback back to the Research Connections staff. They're housed at Columbia University, but there's actually an email address right on the website that to provide feedback and offers an email address, and I think that's exactly the kind of feedback that folks at Research Connect would love to hear, so they can continually improve this. So I think it's really well in point.
Great, thank you. Other questions or comments? Okay. Well, we really appreciate this, Jenifer, and I appreciate the audience for their patience in aligning Jenifer's remarks in the PowerPoint and the online tutorials. Jenifer, this has been very helpful. We appreciate your time and calling in, and we'll look forward to getting that follow-up information we can send out to our attendees, as well as staying in touch and seeing how we can further connect and partner around supporting school age.
Marvelous. Well, we are so thrilled and honored to be part of your agenda today, and we do welcome any questions at any time with the phone call or an email way, and we'll be sending that information ASAP. So thank you to everyone, and wishing you all the best for the rest of your agenda.
Thank you, Jenifer.